Welcome to Art Accelerated's Writers Readings for 2021. A quick thank you to the Oregon Cultural Trust for the generous grant that makes this online readings possible. Today, Sally McGee is going to read for us. And Sally retired from real estate and moved to the coast as quickly as possible. Living here is the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. Days are spent bird watching, playing with Mookie, her lab puppy, and staring at the sea, and writing The Adventures of Begonia H. DeeVine, a motherless young girl growing up in the South at the end of World War II. Welcome, Sally.
Thank you, Christine. Thank you. It's great to be here. So, dear listeners, I'm dropping you into the middle of the story about Begonia Honey DeeVine, and you will just I think it's pretty coherent. So we're on chapter 16. Christmas is coming. It had been a trying time. The Be Clean laundry exploded one cold Saturday afternoon, and Bill Jones, the colored help, had not fully recovered. Her friend Mabel worked there and had run back for her coat when the explosion occurred. She died instantly, and Bill Jones could not shake the sadness. She was not alone. A whole block of homes in the colored part of town were gone. Flames, smoke rose high in the air. Firefighters came from neighboring towns. The hospitals were overwhelmed with the injured. But now it was December. Begonia felt bad for Bill Jones, but she was a child and she could not be sad for long. Christmas was coming. She is hoping with all her heart that this will be the year that Santa brings her a pony. His name will be Flicker. Together they will race the wind, riding fast in the backyard. Maybe they will go to Hollywood when she is a star, like the Lone Ranger in Silver or Roy Rogers in Trigger. She had a serious conversation with Dad about Santa, demanding to know, is he real or pretend? Her friend Candace said the whole thing was make-believe, and only dummies thought a fat man would fly around in the sky yelling, ho, 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 landing on rooftops, jumping down chimneys. She then looked at Begonia as if she were a pure tea idiot. Now, standing in front of Dad, Begonia laid down the law. Stomping her foot, she wanted a straight answer. Dad responded with equal firmness, assuring her she had to believe. So she decided she had little to lose. It had been 2 weeks. She was praying hard for her pony. By Christmas Eve, Begonia was beside herself with excitement. Her emotions had reached a fever pitch. They seemed to have taken on a separate existence and were bound tight in a brightly colored ball that was circling her head. Begonia became so dizzy, she had to hold on to the back of a chair. Soon, the children were sent to bed. She climbed under the covers, pulling the blankets up to her chin. Laying still, she closed her eyes. As she drifted off to sleep, she was certain she heard the sound of reindeer on the roof. Early the next morning before dawn, Begonia slipped out of bed and silently made her way downstairs. Beneath the tree is a strange object covered by a towel. Peeking under, she's surprised to see a cage with a small yellow bird sitting on a perch. There is a note attached. The note reads, "Hi, I am a male canary and will entertain you with my beautiful song. My name is Pussy. Madeline, do you now believe?" The note was signed Santa. Studying the note, Begonia wonders, who is Madeline? Maybe Pussy belongs to her and Madeline has Flicker. To add confusion, Santa has the same handwriting as Dad. The bold, slanting strokes are easily identified. Slowly, she covered the cage. She will take care of Pussy until she can find Madeline and hopefully Flicker. It must be confusing to be Santa with so many children to visit. But it is disappointing to wake up on Christmas with somebody else's presents. Retracing her steps, she trudges back to bed. Suddenly, it occurs to her, could Dad have forgotten her name? One thing is certain, this is the worst Christmas ever. Chapter 17, the day after. Begonia eagerly awaits the return of Bill Jones. Like Twigger, who works for her grandmother, it is the colored help who help. Christmas Day, when Begonia asked her dad, "Who is Madeline?" he ignored her, appearing preoccupied. Eager to find Madeline and maybe Flicker, Begonia impatiently waited for Bill Jones. Sitting by the window, she spots her, slowly walking down the sidewalk. Not bothering to put on her coat, she runs out of the house, confronting her mid-stride. "Lordy, child, what's got you in such a tizzy?" Breathlessly, Begonia tells her the whole story. The Christmas gift of a bird meant for somebody else, the note from Santa in Dad's handwriting, the missing pony. Bill Jones studied the problem. She was tired of white people and their shenanigans. If it weren't for white people, the Be Clean laundry would never have blown sky high, and she would still have a best friend. A frown crossed her face. "Men's," she said in disgust. "Madeline is probably some floozy who lives on the wrong side of the tracks." She stomped off. "You best get your coat before you freezes." Begonia stared at her retreating back. Usually, Bill Jones explained things. Not today. What is a floozy? Where's the wrong side of the tracks? Candace rode up on her new red bike. Before she could ask, "What'd you get?" Begonia spun around and sprinted home. She had to figure out how to find the floozy. Candace would be no help. Then it dawned on her, Henrietta, the neighbor with the flame red hair, she told fortunes. Grabbing her coat, running out the door, she headed downhill. Henrietta opened the door and invited her in. Begonia eagerly told her everything, including the fact she had named one of the chickens after her because they had the same hair color. Henrietta laughed loud and asked Begonia if she would like hot apple cider and a Christmas cookie. Begonia was too excited to sit still, so she got right to the point, explaining the whole peculiar Christmas experience. Instead of Flicker the pony, she got Pussy the bird. And Madeline, whoever she is, has Flicker. Begonia needed Henrietta to look in her crystal ball and find a floozy on the wrong side of the tracks. Begonia needed to switch the canary for the pony pronto. Henrietta laughed and laughed. Begonia did not see what was funny, but Henrietta's laugh was infectious, and soon she was laughing too. Henrietta pulled out her crystal ball, waved her hands in the air. Then she draped a red silk scarf over her head, and Begonia imagined smoke filling the air. Ah, I see a floozy named Marjorie. She lives on Cedar and Vine, the other side of the tracks. But Begonia, I'm sorry to say, she does not have Flicker. Her backyard, just like yours, is too small. Flicker now lives with a nice family in the country. He can run and play to his heart's content. You see, ponies are really not meant for city living. Thank you for listening. The
Thank
end.
you. Okay, let me see. Did I get that? No.
I have no